John, this is Tom. Tom, this is
Hey,
John.
Tom, how are you?
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
All right, we're going to be pretty quick and easy here. I'm going to take you through an arm raise, a trunk twist, and a leg raise.
Okay.
Maybe one more thing, which is a sit to stand.
Okay.
We can test that, just look and get a general idea of how your body's doing. And then we're going to take the shoulder, get a little bit more specific into more motions into it, see how it's moving completely. And then we're going to treat into something that's yummy. So we're not going to go into the things that don't work. We're going to go into the things that do work and do more of them.
I like that.
Yeah. So everything, I always tell people when they've been other places, they typically are doing the area of injury, okay? And they're usually going into that which you can't do. But we're going to show you what, by going into what you can do, you're actually, there's only two things you can do with tissue: lengthen and shorten them. By going into what doesn't work, you're usually lengthening them. We're going to shorten everything. So it's going to look like we're exercising elsewhere, but what we're really doing is shortening that side. So for example, if you can't lift up an abduction, okay, out to the side, somewhere from your fingertips to your toes, it doesn't like to lengthen. Okay, now I could lengthen it more by side bending that way, and that lengthens even more. And I could kick my leg across my body, and that really lengthens that side. Okay? So there's three body areas. I take my arms, I take my trunk, I take my leg across, I really lengthen it. Or I can do the other side, which shortens this side. I could side bend, which is trunk, and I could kick the leg out, which would shorten it. Most clinicians only know staying up in the area of injury. They could do the trunk into lengthening or shortening. We choose shortening first. And then the leg they could also do. But they're not seeing the body as a complete entity. When they do, hopefully we'll get as good of a result on you, whether it's been 5 years, 20 years, whether it's been surgery or not. I don't think yours has been surgery, right?
Nope.
Okay, there's some onside here. Okay. So real quick here, I just want you to test your arm like this and like this. All right, so I'd like your arm to get a little closer to your head, like a lot closer to your head. Okay, good. Good, now the other one. Okay, which one's yucky? All right, low, medium, or high amount of difference when you do that motion.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
When you do that motion,
Yes.
looking at you doing it, it looked pretty good motion-wise. Did you feel pain?
On this side.
Okay, good. Low, medium, or high amount?
Low.
Low, good. 10, 20, or 30. The higher the number, the worse it is.
Yeah, the high is 30. 10.
Yeah. Well, actually, what I'm saying is low, medium, or high. A low is a 10, 20, or 30. A medium is a 40, 50, or 60. A high is a 70, 80, or 90. But
Okay, on a 100 scale. Okay, yep. Gotcha.
So on the low, 10, 20, or 30, you still give it a 10?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Cool. We're under the same understanding now. Okay, next thing you're going to do is you're going to twist as far as you can to the right, twist as far as you can to the left. Good, now to the left. Which side's harder?
Right.
Okay, low, medium, or high?
In terms of pain,
Doesn't have to be pain. It can just be, if you had to package it together and say, okay, I know what that one feels like. I get all the sensations in my entire body when I do it.
Yeah.
This does not have to be your shoulder. It doesn't have to be hurting your shoulder.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then you go to the left. Take that package. Which one's the yuckier package?
So the yuckier package is to the right.
Okay. Low, medium, or high?
I want to make sure I get this right for you. Okay, so when you say if I would say low, that would mean that it's a low amount of trouble that I'm having, or I have low function.
Good question. Low amount of trouble.
Okay, yeah. So I
would like, think about 0 to 10. People always ask the pain scale. How painful is it, right? This is kind of just putting it all together. There's pain, there's range of motion, there's speed and quality. We're putting it all together, Pat. Kind of like you're just stepping on a scale, and it's just telling us about where that part of your body's doing. Because again, just like I showed you about lengthening, shortening, there's arms, trunk, legs. We're trying to get an idea of all three areas for you.
Right. So I would say like a 20. I would say like 20.
Okay. Right now, Now you're going to just very easily, you're going to take and you're going to kick up as high as you can and kick up high as you can.
Okay.
And you're allowed to lean back, but I'd rather you not touch the back of your chair. So if you have to turn sideways.
So I am on a stool. Is that okay?
Awesome. Yeah, I prefer not having a back.
Okay.
Good. And now the other one. All right, which one's harder?
The right side,
Low, medium, or high?
low.
10, 20?
10.
Okay, good. Now, so I'm going to do one more on you because you seem to be getting this pretty quickly. Now we're going to do a weight-bearing leg. So you're going to lift a leg up. It can be off the air. It can be here. It can be behind you. I don't really care. And you're going to come up and back down. Then do it to the other side.
Should I get a lower chair?
Well, let's try there first to see.
Okay, so it doesn't matter where my, and I should do the right side first?
Doesn't matter. Okay. Which one?
Well, the left side was harder because I lost my balance.
Okay, try it again, because sometimes the first time you do things, it's just a little awkward on this one. Still left?
No.
Okay, now go get a kitchen chair or something
Yeah.
like that. So let's really test this one.
Just so you know, I don't know whether it makes a difference, but I do have a crappy left knee.
Oh, okay. We'll fix that up too.
I had ACL done on it many years ago, and it's
No,
gotten
you
nasty.
told me. We'll try to fix it if we find it.
Okay.
Yeah, see, usually.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one's easier? Which one's harder? Sorry.
So I think the right is harder.
Okay. How hard is it? Low, medium, or high?
How hard is it? It's how much harder is it than the other one?
It can just be how yucky is the right one without even comparing.
Just how yucky is the right one?
Yeah.
40?
Fair enough. Cool. Okay. And that's with that, and that's pretty hard stuff. Okay, good. Now you tell me, what are the motions that bug that arm, okay, that you know of, and then we'll test some more of those. So I've got my look at your whole body. I'm good on that. Now I'm going to go spot specific and ask you what motions bug it, and we'll test it and see. We'll compare left to right.
So a lot of kind of reaching behind me. So for example, if I am in the driver's seat of my car and I want to reach to grab something off the floor in the back seat, that kind of motion.
Do this for me. Do that motion for me and compare it to the other side.
Well, this motion with my thumb pointing forwards is harder on this side. The range is less.
How much?
Low,
medium, or high?
So low, and I would say 25.
Okay, good. All right, try to find things that are worse.
So if I point my thumb the other way,
Go up to the sky.
yeah.
Okay. Good, that's what we want. Those are the things we want right there.
Yeah.
So that is you're externally rotating your arm. So thumb to the sky will tell. Thumb to ceiling. What's that? Low, medium, or high?
So that gets up to high.
70, 90,
So 60, 70, 70, yeah.
about a 70. All right. Other motions that you can do to make it hand behind the back, like so you're trying to scratch your back.
Yeah. So
Okay, go ahead, stand up and let your back face me. So turn around and let's see your hand behind your back. Good. Now the other one. Good. All right. Low, medium, or high?
Yeah, I would say that like 60, 70.
Call that a 60. Good. All right. Anything else? So you see what we're doing. We're analyzing the full body, then we're analyzing the area.
Right, yeah. So,
What about something like this?
yeah. So here we go. We'll do this side.
Good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we'll call that the chicken wing out front or something.
Okay. And I would say that's similar to the others in terms of levels.
60.
60, 70, yeah.
Good. How about just abduction or, out to the side with your thumb up? Up. Hello?
So I would say that this is worse, and but it's not as maybe it's a 30 or 40.
Okay, good. So I'm just going to get out a form here. I can send you in a bit. I had a webinar last night, so I want to erase it and then get you a blank one here. Give me a second. What kind of work do you do? What kind of work do you do? What kind of work do you do?
Oh, what kind of work do I do? I'm sorry, yeah. So I'm a professor at
Oh, cool.
State College of Medicine.
Nice. Teaching what?
In the Department of Public Health Sciences, but I am a biochemist by training, so I do research on aging and.
Nice. That's cool. You like it?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
I used to.
I'm lucky.
Well, I was a PT. I was a high school math teacher.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I know a lot of high school math teachers that have gone on to do other things of great interest, but they've taken a lot out of their time as a high school math teacher.
Yep. No, a lot of people actually go from teaching, it seems like math or some other things, into some sort of healthcare oftentimes.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was told when I went. The professors used to say, oh, we got a lot of teachers from. And then the funny thing is they'll say, also it works in reverse. Several healthcare professionals go into teaching, so go ahead.
Well, thank goodness for that, too.
All right, so what I'm doing here is can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, I am writing down the scores and just kind of the things that we did. Some of them I don't really care about because they're not that great. I don't really care about these 10s and 20s. I care about the bigger ones. All right, and so normally I probably wouldn't even write these ones, but because we tested, I'm just going to just right now so you know. Okay, so then we have thumb or arm raise, behind back with thumb up. Say car reach position. Okay, and that was the right. We call that a 70. We then had hand behind the back. All right, and that was right. That was a 60. So the more things we have and the more things we change, that means the more things we're putting into symmetry, which means it'll work more better.
Okay. More better, huh?
More better. Chicken wing lift to front. Out of front. Okay, or we can just call it bent elbow. And that was a right and a 60. Okay, so what I like to do, the very first thing to show people how connected the body is, I like to go straight to the trunk twist, treat and exercise it to the yummy, and then we're going to recheck everything. Fair? There's no reason that we couldn't come over here to the arm raise. It was really good, which I'm really tempted to just to show you. But I like to show people that people are used to being in the area of injury. Even if we go to the other side, I want to get away from that area and show you what the rest of the body can do for your shoulder. In fact, this leg raise may be our biggest winner, or the sit to stand may be the thing that improves it the most. But I just want to start someplace different than the shoulder just to you to experience something different. And it may work, it may not. I have no promises as far as that goes. And then we'll go back to shoulder if need be. Fair?
Fair enough.
Okay, so all you're going to do is test your twist again. We want to make sure that we've got the correct side, which is the right, being a little bit more funky. So put your hands on your chest and twist around as far as you can. And I'm going to get this form off of here.
gonna go back on my stool here.
All right, so just test. Now the other side. Good. Right, still harder.
Yes.
Good. 20 reps to the good side. Yep. To the end, get to the end, and come on back. That's it. 20 of those. So Lynn, you've done the pediatric, right?
Yep.
So as you know, if you guys aren't, one of the most powerful places to start, and I think Susan tells you, is the twist. Whether it's sitting like this, whether they're little kids, you might be twisting their upper body or their pelvis.
Yep.
So just about every single person, I don't care what condition walks through my door, I start with the twist. It's easy, it's simple.
When I first started TMR, that's the only thing I did because it was.
So powerful. Now your head doesn't have to go with you if it's not comfortable. Don't hurt your neck. Don't replace your shoulder pain with neck pain, okay? But I mean, if it's fine and comfortable, you can. I don't really care. I just want to alert you to that.
Alrighty. So that was 20.
Good. So you get to rest as long or as little as you want, and then we're going to do 20 more. The idea of 20 is just arbitrary. We found we used to do 10s, and it would give a little improvement, but 20s gave bigger. So you want to 15, that's fine too. It's not like, oh, Tom knows the number 20 is the best thing in the world now.
I hear a lot about TMR.
Yeah. It's funny because I get a lot of pediatric therapists. All of a sudden have somebody in the family.
Yeah.
They go, yeah, I can't do this or whatever. And they call me and I do. I had a lady that was in New Zealand that's taking the TMR stuff, and her boy is a professional kind of MMA fighter. And it was wild to see how massively problematic he was. And we did the twist on him and got rid of 80%. Did a hip internal rotation. Next.
Isn't that interesting? And, so he's probably pretty muscular, huh? Yeah.
He's more so now. He wasn't being an MMA, but he wasn't fat or anything like that. He's just a younger 20-ish body. And but the change that it made on it, like he was able to go back and fight now. He had this problem since he'd done something that nobody could fix him. So very simple. Okay.
So make me an MMA fighter.
There's a chance here. All right. So all we're going to do is I'm going to go show the form again, and we're going to go back and do I'm going to be able to see you. It's going to let me expand this now. I'll just put it over here. Okay. So I would like you to do your arm behind your back with the thumb up. So that was looking more like this, if you remember. So I can undo it. Aha, that was a 40 before. No, sorry, that was a 70 before. You barely could lift it up. What would you give it now? You can compare it to the other side if you'd like.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Good. It was a 70. What is it now? You headed
Yeah, maybe a 40, 30, 40. Yeah.
That's what it looks. I will actually tell you what other scores we have. Let's do the hand behind the back. So you stood up and you showed us the hand behind the back. So this one's usually one of the harder ones to fix up, but not always. So let's see what it does for you. Well, then again, okay. That was a 60. What is it now?
Oh, geez, the 20, yeah, 20, 25, yeah.
Good. We had a chicken wing out to the side like this.
So.
Like that. Yep, that's what you did. Let's try the other one. It was a 60 also.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable from twisting, huh?
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So it was a 60. What is it now?
15.
Okay, good. So I don't really care about the other ones because they were so small, so low.
Right. Yeah.
Let's just check for kicks and giggles. Let's go and do your right-sided sit to stand from the chair. Now, I know this is hard anyways, and it's kind of a probably unfair height for you, but we'll just
Right.
We'll see. Maybe all of a sudden you go, dang, that's easy now.
My left?
The right actually was your
Right.
problem. Your
Okay.
left one was up on the higher thing. How's that? Wasn't
I'm cheating because my foot's going down, so.
so. You can remember what it felt like before. Hopefully, it was a 40 before. Remember?
Yeah, so it's certainly improved.
Good. So we'll give it a 25.
Yeah, 25, maybe 25, 30 in between there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. So this worked. Our first rule when something works is just do it again, which is twist work. Let's do the twist for 2 more sets of 20 reps.
Okay.
Tom, you're talking to a huge skeptic. John has, not that he's,
That's fine. I would say it doesn't matter what you think or believe. We just do it and see it, and then you get to determine.
I cannot tell you how thrilled I am.
I don't mind skeptics. I don't like cynics, though.
No, he's not cynical.
Cynics won't even try it. So everybody will tell me I was the biggest cynic. That's why I probably created this or something. You do that. I just had like 2 huge smoothies and lemon water and celery juice. And I got to use little boys' rooms. I'll be right back.
What if you exhale when you kiss?
What's that?
What if you exhale when you kiss it, when you go?
Yeah, I'm kind of inhaling when I am, yeah. Where is he, by the way?
What's that?
Where is he?
North Carolina, Raleigh. I'm so thrilled. I gotta take his course.
Now, you being a biochemist, a lot of people say, well, why is it working? As I say, there's only 2 things tissue can do, lengthen or shorten. All right, majority of clinicians take you into lengthening. Great, if lengthening works, awesome. If it doesn't, they need to be thinking, okay, I haven't done shortening. Shortening tissue seems to have a neurological reflex that is released from it. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but it seems to work. And you're getting living proof of it.
Well, I mean, don't you get more resistance from lengthening as well, from things fighting against you?
Right.
Yeah.
And now, when you try to lengthen something that doesn't want to lengthen, it's got to somehow resist, which means you've got to put the contraction and leave it there oftentimes.
Okay, two of 20.
Right. So, actually, I want to show you this first because I didn't write it down and I want to. And I'll send this over to you. So your sit to stand went to a 25. Your arm behind your back went to a 30. This went to a 20. This went to a 15. A 15. And then your leg, okay, I got that. 30, 20, 50. Yeah. So that's where we're at. So what I want you to do now is I'm going to unshare my screen for a second. What I want you to do now is to do your.
Do that one first.
It was a 70, went to a 30. Where is it now?
It's 15.
Very good. The other one that we did, what was that? Oh, hand behind the back. Stand up and put your hand behind your back. It was a 60, went to a 20. Where is it now? Pretty good.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Yeah, we're
Pretty
good. 15, 10, 15. Yeah.
Still have something left there?
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going for perfect. Even like I tell people, even if you go to 0, it doesn't mean it's perfect necessarily, but it's like really good for the session. But again, 10, I like that. So 60.
If it went to 0, I wouldn't believe myself. So
exactly, I get it. No, people tell me that too. No, I can't do that. So now we're gonna do the chicken wing, but
yeah,
like this, I guess. Yeah, like that. It was
meso. Yeah, this one is,
went to 15. What is it now?
5.
Good. And then I don't really care about the sit to stand because
Right, yeah.
Have an in-between one.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool what sometimes happens. So we'll try it one more time. Do your sit to stand. This will be the last time I really care about testing it because it's not really a fair test. We needed a height that was in between. This is like then again.
It is better, yeah.
It was a 40, 25. What is it now? 15?
20, yeah.
Awesome. So this works so well, the sit to stand, or the twist.
Yeah.
I prefer to stay with what's working and just show you how to tweak it.
Yep.
So instead of doing reps, I'm going to show you how to just push into NRAM. So you're going to do what I'm doing. Okay, so you're just going to go into your good side. Go ahead. Okay. Now twist a little more from the shoulders, whatever that means. Now twist a little more from your chest and your mid back. Now your belly button and your low back. Now your belly button and your low back again. Now your chest and your mid back. Now your shoulders again. And relax.
So I'm kind of reading myself out here.
I love it. I'm going to use that actually from now on. Yep, exactly what you're doing. You're wringing yourself out. And you only have to do 2 of these.
Okay.
All right, good. Go ahead and do again. Shoulder, 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 shoulder. Chest and mid back, chest and mid back, chest and mid back. Low belly, or belly and low back, belly and low back, belly and low back. Chest and mid back, chest and mid back. Let your neck be where it wants to be. And shoulder, 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 and relax. That's it. Okay, so that's a tweak of it, right? A lot of times people do reps. We can even do that when we do an arm raise. Up, back, you know.
Okay.
It seems to contract the muscles more. And again, contraction is a shortening. So it's kind of what we're going for. Entered more musculature into it. And so now we are going to do Luke. Check it out. Okay, was a 70, went to a 30, was a 15, which wasn't that high a minute ago.
5.
Oh, good. Hand behind your back, please. It was a 10, 60, 20, 10. Boom, boom.
Yeah, 5.
Good. Now your chicken wing out to the side, but you got to be in sitting because that's where we did it. This one like this, your bent elbow. Good. It was a 5.
Yeah. I got to give it a number. How about a 2?
All right. Good. You know what to do now? You know what? No. You're done. That's good. You got 5s. Anytime I get to 5s, everything to 5 or less, we're good. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to realize as much as we can. We did 6 sets of twists, and look how much better you are. So
question.
Yep.
This is acute. I do some things, releases some things, and I do better. Does that translate into chronic? So I'm good right now. You know, if I came back and tested myself an hour from now, this afternoon or tomorrow.
Yep. Good. So that's what I'm trying to give people is the process, because the exercises actually don't matter. Testing left versus right, finding some things in arms, finding some things in trunk, finding some things in legs, okay, and then treating to something that's yummy. I like to start with twist. Tomorrow you may notice the twist isn't helping as much. So you'll go, okay, so I'm going to do a couple things with you just so you can get a feel of, hey, I want to do a trunk. Good, man, I want to do a leg. That's enough for the session. Now, if you got all this success, I say, if you get 5 or less on everything you're doing, be done after that. Give yourself kudos that the twist helped you. Okay, the next time around, you may go, my twist is sore. Okay, let me do arms or legs. Mm-hmm. And the soreness will actually go away. All right, you can track soreness too. All right, so let's just say you want to now do something yummy. Okay, so do your arm raise again. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's do, this one was one of the yucky ones. And let's just say it's still lingering. And you go, I want to play around. I want to do the twist. I want to see what arm raise does. You could just sit there and do 15 to 20 of these.
Okay, on the good side.
On the yummy, yep.
Yep.
Okay, because you just want to experiment. It's just an experimentation between what does my trunk do? What does my arms do? What do my legs do to my problems? And if you just remember, we're doing arm, trunk, and legs, you'll be like, okay, I can do that. Now, there's ways to progress this systematically, methodically. But just to have the basic understanding, and that's all I had 20 years ago when I started doing this, is this, and I didn't even have it as well lined up. I didn't understand that. So, because I'm the guy that had that aha moment, and I was like, what did I just see? Right? I just went to something good and it freaking changed people. Right? So, you've done perfect. So in 2 hours from now, you should just test your yucky stuff. If it's getting tighter, you go, okay, well, I want to see what my arms do if I do it. Okay, oh, great. All right, I want to see what happens if I do my leg raise. But you can choose, like you go, my legs were pretty equal. Choose the better, equaler one.
Gotcha.
So think about if you had to do 1,000 leg raises to the right and 1,000 to the left. As you're doing one, you go, oh yeah, I'd rather choose this one.
Yeah.
Do it and see what it does to all those arm motions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you actually had hand behind the back oftentimes takes a lot to fix, but you chose it didn't. This one also it's got 2 dimensions. It's got a bent and it's got, going forward. So that's 2, boom, that fixed up nicely. And this is a nasty, can be, and that fixed up nicely. You probably don't have, and we could tag you with some more advanced motions. But for right now, I want you to know the process. Good?
Yeah. Makes complete sense.
Good. It's like sometimes I have to wait for the brain to readjust to what just happened. So it's kind of
it's different, right? It's different, but it makes sense. Yeah.
It's again, there's only 2 things tissue can do: lengthen or shorten. We just took you into shortening. You didn't know it. Like this, by going into what's easy, it means I'm going into what's shortening.
Yeah.
There's things, when you twist something, some things are lengthening, some things are shortening. I get that. All right. But the truth of the matter is, when I can't lift this up, it doesn't want to lengthen. So I could go this and shorten it, right? I could lift up this arm and shorten it. I could kick my leg out in abduction and shorten that side. It's kind of what we're doing. But if you get caught up in the idea of, well, am I shortening? Am I not? It'll drive you crazy.
Right.
Test arms or upper extremity. Test spine, which can be neck also. Check legs first. All right. And then we kind of go from there. But I'm going to send you over, and I'm going to really quickly here go over something called the 7. Where did they go? I'm going to open up something called the 7 steps to rehab. I'll send this over to you so you know what I just did to you. So there's only 3 things. There's one thing that I'm trying to get across to all rehab professionals. That is the 7 steps that I'm about to show you. Okay. We did them. Okay. You didn't know we were doing them. Okay. Right. Second thing is, I want people to realize how good Yummy can help somebody get fixed. And the second thing I want them to know is, or the third thing I want them to know is how doing other areas of the body that aren't the injured area can affect things. Okay. And when I show them this raising the arm, but look, I can shorten it this way, or I can lengthen it with the trunk, they go, never even thought about that. They all are staying up in this quadrant. They do neck, they might do shoulder, they might do ribs. Nobody's going to the other side typically, and nobody's going to the other bodies.
So it's all connected is the key, right?
Correct. And we've always said that, but nobody's had a technique to show it and prove it. I always tell people that come in and they have been lengthening their entire career, and when somebody has a problem, and I go, if you had paid attention to the full body first and you were treating somebody's knee, you would have known as you were treating their knee, their shoulder was getting better or their jaw is getting better, right? But because nobody made you pay attention to the whole body, you lost that, okay? So let me just share with you really quick the 7 steps. All right, and you'll just notice, oh yeah, it is what we did. And I'll send this over. I'll send you over the score sheet too. I'll fill them out properly for you. But all it says here is, I'll let you read the first one. Can you read that?
Yes, test body for yucky and yummy motions and score using step 3.
Okay. Keep reading. I'll let you read it out loud. Actually, I prefer that.
Okay, so just the topics or move to the sub?
No, I want you to read the bullets too.
The bullets, okay. Use the Fab 6 or Super 6 motions provided in the TMR training to speed up testing.
You don't have the training, so you actually go and do what's next, which says?
Or pick 1 to 6 random upper extremity motions and test left side and right side. Pick 1 to 6 random trunk motions. Test left side versus right side versus center. Pick 1 to 6 random lower extremity motions and test left side versus right side.
So here's what we did.
Yeah.
Here's what we kept it nice and simple. I picked one arm raised. Two, I picked one trunk. And next I picked one leg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now look at number 2. Read number 2 for me.
Okay, test area of injury or complaint, sorry, for yucky and yummy motions and score using step 3.
Okay,
so use the TMR motion testing in the TMR training to speed up areas of injury testing. Or pick 1 to 6 random motions in area of injury or complaint. Test to right side, test to left, and if a trunk or neck motion, test center 2.
What that meant, if it's center, we might crunch to the center, to the right, left. We may extend to the center, extend to the right, extend to the left. That's what trunk means. You did this. I said, give me some motions that bug you. You told me this one. You showed me hand behind the back, and you showed me this one. Cool. So 1 and 2 are the only things that ever change. Now you might go, I'm going to use these for a little bit. And you go, okay, cool. Now you might go later and you go, I'm going to try some other motions. I'm going to check 4 random motions, my upper extremity, 4 in trunk. You don't have to record them all. It should say here, and score yucky on the floor, and record and score yucky motions.
Okay.
Using step 3. Okay. All right, good. Good. And step 3 just tells you how to score.
Right, yeah.
Okay. The higher the number, the yuckier it is. Don't overthink. Just tell me, is it low, medium, or high amount of yucky? Now pick a number. Keep it. Okay, now read number 4 for me.
Okay, start exercising or treating.
Yeah.
Choose a yummy motion into comfort or a yucky motion into discomfort. For the TMR training, start treatment using yummy motions.
The reason we do that is because everybody's used to using yucky motions, okay? And in fact, I don't use yucky. I don't ever start typically with the yucky motion. I always am in yummy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yummy's better, right?
Yeah.
4 ways you can begin treatment. Do twist to yummy side. If both sides are yucky, don't do this one. Do opposite side of yucky motion if it is yummy.
That would have been like, you had yuck here, but you had yummy here.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Do what is in symmetry or equally good to the yummier side.
So let's just say these both feel really yummy, okay? Regular arm raise or regular leg raise, both feel yummy, okay? I can then go and say, well, they're equally good, but let me think about doing 1,000 reps and 1,000 reps. Oh, I like this one a little better. I'll use that one.
Okay.
Here, do yummy.
Yeah, do any yummy motion.
Do any. Right? So there's 4. The 5th way to treat is do yucky, okay? But we begin with yummy.
Yeah, yeah.
And all we did for you, we did that. That's all we did.
Right, right.
Okay. All right, and then read right here.
Sure, do 2 to 3 sets of X number of reps. Choose reps that meet their ability level. For example, 10 to 12 reps for non-weight bearing and 8 to 15 reps for weight bearing.
If we did your sit to stand as an exercise, I wouldn't make you do 20, okay?
Right, yeah.
Mandy. All right, number 5.
Retest all yucky motions from number 1 and number 2.
Okay. And so I want to put some things down here because we were doing the twist up here. So we were doing 2 times 20 reps. That's what happened when we did to everything. We just did 40 points. So we were so low. All right, and then we did 2 times 20 reps again. And this one went to a 10. This one went to sorry, we weren't checking those ones. 70 went to a 15. Behind your back went to a 10. Chicken wing went to a 5.
Right.
And your back went to a 20. You then did you did push into end range, twist. Remember that? And we just did 2
Right, yep.
times 2. Remember that? Push, 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 push. Shoulder,
Right.
shoulder, shoulder, belly, 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 belly. And then when we did that one, your 20, okay, that's your sit stand. This, we just stopped scoring it. We decided not to keep scoring the sit to stand. This 15 went to a 5. This 10 went to a 5. And this went to a 2.
Right.
And we considered ourselves done. Okay? That's how I filled out the form for you.
Gotcha.
So notice after every 2 sets, we rechecked that which was problematic to us.
Right.
And again, things below 25, we don't really care about. I mean, initially. Okay?
Sure.
So we weren't testing these. Does that make sense? Does
Yes, sir. Yes.
that make sense, John?
Yeah. Yep. It sure does.
Uh-oh, I think I muted you. Sorry. Okay, good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It wasn't your fault. When I type certain parts on his keys, my finger hits the mute button.
Yeah.
So that's all we're doing. We had a pre-score. We did something. How do we label what we did? We just put it in the row that we're doing. I'll just even highlight this. Boom. Okay, and as we do it, when we get done, we recheck our yucky things to see whether it's making them better. Make sense?
Well, yeah. Makes complete sense. Yeah. And, I guess the proof is in the pudding, right?
There you go. Now, this I'll just make you read. You can ask me questions about it, and I'll even read it to you. Using the rules, I want you to only have 3 rules, and I want you to know what happens if something gets better, what happens if it plateaus, or what if it gets worse. So if the majority of your scores improve, do it again the same way, or very similar. Our scores improved, so we did it again the exact same way. You could say, okay, so we did a rule number 1, if everything improves, good. Now here, 25 to 20, not much of a change. 30 to 15, good change. 20 to 10, 15 to 5, okay, decent change. Number 2 says, if some yucky scores have little to no change, or you become fatigued, tweak it. Tweaking it is change from reps to pushing further into end range, which is what we did. Increase or decrease reps. Do 5 reps or 10 reps rather than 20. Do 30 reps instead of 20. Increase or decrease time. All right, so if you're pushing into end range, do it longer, do it shorter. Increase or decrease speed, faster, slower. All right, and then rule 3 is a unique one. If something increases, just do it again. There is a high likelihood it's going to get better. Just do it again the exact same way. This is the cool part though. If it increases 2 times in a row, so something goes from a 10 to a 20 to a 30, that's in a row. Mm-hmm. Just instead of doing what was yummy, now do what was yucky. So if you're twisting to the yummy, okay, it is making things worse. The first time you just keep doing it. Next time you'll actually go and do the yucky. That's how we go back to the yucky eventually. I'm not asking you to remember all this because John, you're now connected to me. I'm going to literally ask you to text me tomorrow, see how you're doing, and I'm going to ask you to take your form and do it for me. Okay? So because I want to make sure this progresses nicely. All right?
Sure.
Good. If it increases 3 times in a row, what it's basically telling us, this motion is not going to help us.
Okay.
Because what we've done is if this isn't helping on the yummy, and then we go over to the yucky, and the yucky's not helping us anyway, we basically ruled out both of them. Interesting, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely interesting. And the idea that you're getting immediate responses, it seems like it allows you to, change on the fly, so that you're not doing things for 3 weeks and then deciding, oh, this is, I guess, the wrong thing to do. Correct.
Yeah, the two sets is exactly right. You get to know right away. And the deal is, the only thing we're ever changing is I would teach somebody now how to go into one dimension is just one. We might then add rotations. We might do other things that progress them into higher and more advanced stuff. Mm-hmm. And then down here it says, when do I get to move to the next exercise? I've reduced all yucky scores to 5 or less. If you do that, which you did, we're done. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you don't, which isn't always going to happen, it just says tweak it. Mm-hmm. Tweak it at least twice if it hasn't 5 or less. And then if the yucky score gets too bad 3 times in a row, get the heck out of here. When do you get to be done? You get to be done with usually 2 to 3 motions, unless you get yourself better with 1. But we don't usually treat more than 2 per session.
Okay.
Okay? So that was a very, I did this because you're a professor, you usually can digest that stuff pretty quickly. It is overwhelming, you can go back. I just want you to know where it is so that as I continue to text you or say, how's things going? And I tell you to send me this blank form. I want you to do your best. I don't care whether you fumble through it. I don't care whether it's messy as all heck. You will hear me say to you, oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, I see what you misunderstood. So you just do what you understand because again, I'll send you all these forms and then we'll see it. And by the 3rd time I'm texting you, you'll have it down and things will be going pretty good.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And also this, don't be surprised. Shoulders usually don't do this as much. If you get worse, just text yourself to text me. Yeah, I got worse. And my first thing is going to be, did you try to get it fixed? And most people say no. And I go, well, shame on you. That's a huge opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
If something gets worse, big deal. You know, you were worse when you came to me. Okay, great. You got yourself better. So that's what this is about.
Right.
Right? This is about taking the opportunities of pain and seeing if you can control them. Up for 5 years, you haven't been able to control your own pain.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Now you've got a process to control it. Let's see if it worked for you.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I ever do is to make sure you're doing the process. So you'll say something, and I say, okay, tell me which ones you tested. Your whole body. Oh, I didn't do that. I go, okay, let's go do it.
Yeah.
All right, what about number 2, the area of injury? Well, dang, I did 1. I guess I could have done 3. Okay, cool. And you did what? Well, I was doing both sides.
Yeah.
Say that in a thing. So my only job is to make sure you understand the 7 steps. I wrote them. They're my rules. Now you got to make sure you can see them.
Right.
That's all we'll be talking back and forth about.
Right. Well, I'm lucky because I have help. So that should make it easier for me because it is a lot to digest. So it's a really interesting set of rules, though, you know, because it seems very simplistic, but yet at the same time, it seems very flexible, which makes it seem less daunting. I mean, it doesn't seem like something extremely strict, right? You know, which is.
It actually provides all rules to rehab in it. So somebody coming in with another technique can still use the rules. I don't care whether you do manual therapy, you can still use those rules.
Mm-hmm.
So it opens everything up to a structure. And if we all had done it from the beginning, if we all just actually tested the whole body, we all would be at the same place right this very second. And there would be no confusion. It's just nobody even, did you ever know about shortening tissue?
Yeah, no.
Have you ever known about going to those?
Well, except for treating kids, I've never heard of it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, John, I got to ask this because this is what my payment is, being able to use this video out to help train other people, because believe it or not, it's very new, even though it's been out 20 years. And I just would like to ask you if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do anything with my hair, but that's okay.
Me either.
Yeah, no, of course, that's fine.
Yeah. What I ask of you now is to fill out a form and treat yourself, to test yourself. Sorry, let's do this. Test yourself throughout today.
Okay.
If you're doing good, wait till tomorrow to treat yourself.
Okay.
You might get a little tighter and you go, well, I just want to do this because I want to keep it fresh in my memory. Do it.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to fill out a form when you do it.
Sure.
Okay? Again, I'm going to send you over our filled out form and a blank form. So you can put out as many ones as you want. I'm going to text you, or you text me tomorrow with a picture of that thing and tell me how you're doing.
Okay.
That's it. Easy peasy. Any questions at all?
Nope.
You happy?
I am happy, obviously.
Okay, good. Well, for something better, does it all feel? Okay, let's check them out now. We've been sitting around talking.
All right. So.
Hand behind your back. Good, and then your chicken wing forward. Now, if something tightened up some, you can say, well, I just want to try my arms. You do 20 reps of your arms and stuff.
Right.
Your body's used to going back to what's the pattern has been.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're taking that pattern that's used to having this constriction. We've released a lot of the constriction, but there's still going to be contractile tissues pulling it, trying to pull it back to a degree. Okay, not significant. I mean, I have people that I had a guy that went to PT school with me, right? So here I am, the guy that come up with this, and he came to one of my courses. He's had 20-year history, big bodybuilder, couldn't lift his arm above here, did a leg raise, boom. And he kept testing it through the whole thing. And one, he was mad. He's like, man, why did you come up with this stuff? You of all people. And he was saying it to be funny. What the dang thing still, even the next day it was. So I can't tell which one you're going to be. Are you going to be the person that stays? Are you going to be the person that stays 60%? It doesn't matter, because all it is about how long does something last. It depends on how many asymmetries you have in your body and how many have been fixed. That's why we want you to try other motions. That's why we wanted you to exercise into other body areas. Because as we change more things last long. That's it, no matter what technique you do.
Yeah. That sounds like something that's fun to play with probably too, is there?
Exactly. If you're an experimenter, this is perfect. Arm, trunk, legs. All right, wait. Okay, this time I'm going to start with trunk. That's what we did. Okay, next time you want to start with legs, do it. See what happens with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean just because we did twist, that's the thing that works. It worked today, tomorrow it may not.
Right. Yeah. Awesome.
All right, I agree. Good job. You did great.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
And Lynn, I will send you, I've got your email, so I'll send all the stuff over to your email.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Yes, good job.